Robert.
Yo, what's shaking AC?
Okay, you've been practicing. I
Yes,
haven't
I
seen you
have.
like that. I haven't seen you go that all out for a while.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I gotta keep it mysterious, right? Keep everyone
Right.
guessing.
Plus, I know you've been getting a lot of new potential franchisees that you've been talking to. So maybe you're just jacked up and excited.
Yeah, very possible. Yeah.
That's it. Okay. Well, speaking of franchisees, I was
Okay.
just wondering, do you have a franchise advisory council, otherwise known as in franchising, because we all love acronyms, an FAC?
Do I ever? You down with FAC? Yeah, you know me. You down with FAC? Yeah, you know me.
Is that what you do on your FAC calls?
Yeah, I do. We have like a theme song, like an entry music, and we all just line up like the Avengers.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, once again, Control V comes out as the fun brand in franchising, right? You guys keep it fun, right? Fun,
Yep,
but accountable. Fun, but
absolutely.
accountable and high performing because you want people to make money, not just have fun.
For shizzle.
Okay. All right. Well, so you've got an FAC. So this was a topic of conversation this week at one of our roundtables. I don't think you were there this time. So I thought I'd ask you, what do you see as the purpose of the FAC? Well, first of all, let's define it. I'll just do that real quick.
Okay.
Franchise Advisory Council. Franchisors typically have a franchise advisory council made up of a number of franchisees. They can either be elected by franchisees, they could be nominated by the franchisor and then elected. There's all different ways. Maybe that's part two someday on how to choose that's actually probably a good idea, but we'll save that for another day, how to choose them. But it's made up of anywhere between, I've seen 5 to 10, franchise advisory council members. So these are, well, I won't even say what the purpose is because that's the question for you, but that's what it is. So what is the purpose in, like, why do you have them?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked me why I have one because the textbook definition of what the purpose is, I don't know what it is.
Okay. So you can't be wrong. Your
Right,
answer is going to be
exactly.
right
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. Listen, I feel like my FAC is like a partner, like the company's myself and James, right? And I feel like the FAC as an entity is a third partner because they're so involved in the decision-making process, right? So our
Mhm.
FAC meets every 2 weeks unless there's some sort of like emergency meeting that's necessary. Like you said, it's made up of current franchisees, but the things that we discuss are usually things that are critical to the business, right? The future path of the business, the innovation, certain things that need to be decided at the moment. For example, we had a sneaking suspicion that some of our discounts weren't working as marketing tools, and these discounts were mandatory ones that all of our franchisees had. Well, we can't just pull them willy-nilly or change them willy-nilly if it's a part of our business model, right? So going to the franchisees to ask them, or the franchise advisory council, the FAC, to ask them how that works, what they think about it, what they've seen on the floor. Do they think we should pull it for a month or for 2? What's sort of the testing cadence that they think their staff would be okay with? We have another committee right now that's helping us reformat our big charitable event, and 2 of our 3 FAC members are on that. And we kind of came to an agreement, and I said, all right, this is something we need to run past the FAC because this is going to impact every franchisee. So we need unanimous consent. And one of those FAC members isn't on this charity committee. So we couldn't just make the call there, right? So a lot of times it has to do with the business model as it stands, but also decision making into the future. Is it a good idea for us to invest money and time into esports? As a VR, like it's like decision making. It's almost like an L10 meeting.
Mhm. Okay, I'm going to test you a little bit then.
All right.
Because that was a really good answer. So just to give you a little confidence, a little win. That was a great answer.
Whoop, whoop.
So what I heard there is that you use it to just make decisions on what's the best thing to do. Why do you, I just want you to say this out loud. Why do you use them? Why don't you guys just decide? Because you have a corporate location, you could just decide, right? But instead, you're getting the franchisees that are on the FAC to give their input. Is there more to it?
Yeah. Well, the number one thing is the franchisees on the FAC, they're usually frontline, like they're out there, they're grinding, they see what's going on. That's one thing. A second one is they see it from the standpoint of a franchisee, not as an employee of the corporate location, because there could be some dynamics in culture there and who reports to who and all that sort of stuff. So they really get true transparency from the standpoint of a franchisee. Number three, corporate location staff, oftentimes they're concerned about just a paycheck, where a franchisee is concerned about the longevity of a business. So our corporate location staff might be like, oh yeah, cool, that's an idea, let's give it a shot, without considering the repercussions, because they're not accountable for it. A franchisee is accountable for that, right?
Awesome. Okay, so you're doing really well.
Winner, Genyo.
Okay, people won't understand what that means unless they live in
Ontario or in
Canada.
Ontario, yeah.
Because didn't even know what that meant until you explained it. Just it's not a Canadian thing; it's an Ontario thing.
Okay,
it was like a lottery thing or something. Gagnon means winner in French. Okay. Anyway, that was our little commercial for the lottery. But anyway, the other thing I wanted to get out of you, and I'm sure this is true too, so you can just say yes, it's true. But it's also used to create buy-in that these franchisees have given their thoughts on this. So when we roll it out, they've been involved so that like other franchisees in the system don't think, oh, corporate office is just rolling out stuff without checking with us first. Like it's about buy-in and having them help you. I don't want to say sell it, but help give credibility to what you're doing to the other franchisees in the system.
Yes, that's true. And just a point of clarification there. It's not like we're going to the Franchise Advisory Council and saying, okay, guys, now go out to every franchisee and say, we need to do this. Like they're not pushing an agenda, right? The decisions that are made within the FAC, they go out into our communication channel, which is Slack, the notes, and saying, this is what the FAC spoke about. So all the other franchisees already know that current franchisees have reviewed this and bought in on it. If ones that are not part of the FAC have questions, they can of course reach out to them and see a deeper understanding of what it is. It's not like a franchisor's megaphone, the FAC.
Yeah, that's a great point. But it can be not in like it can be, right? Like if you're going to be rolling out a new POS system, and you have the Franchise Advisory Council help you vet the different options, maybe pilot them, and eventually the FAC is unanimously like, this is the one we got to use. You might actually have them helping you deliver that messaging, or you start with the messaging. People know the FAC approved it.
Absolutely.
But then when people start to complain, you can get your FAC to help you individually reach out to other members and say, well, let me help you understand. Like I went through the testing period, and when we were vetting the other options, here's why we picked this one. And then, oh, okay. Because hearing it from their fellow franchisees. So they sort of can be, I know that's not the primary way that you use them, which is good. Like you got to do it right. There's so many things we could talk about here. How to select them, terms and all that. But I want to kind of just stay on the purpose, because we don't want to be on here for 4 hours. Are there one of the things I've seen and actually lived and breathed as a franchisee is when there's when it's not the right members on the FAC, and or head of home office does something that erodes trust, and the next thing you know, the FAC can have the opposite effect, where now people, the franchisees, don't trust the FAC because they see them as an extension too much of the home office team. And it's to the point where you start to wonder, are they getting special benefits, and are they getting access to information? And wait, why are they doing so well? So one of the things that's really important is when you like the selection process, and then getting a good mix, a dynamic mix, and it can't be all top performers. Maybe we should actually just do part 2. Let's pause it here. We'll leave everybody in suspense, hanging off the edge of their seat, waiting until it comes out next Wednesday. Okay. When we'll talk more about the selection process and how you select people and whatever else goes into it. How's that sound?
Wrap it up then. It sounds fantastic.
Okay.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Go be awesome.